Imagine this. The grid is down, power's gone, gas is out, the news is just a looping chaos highlight reel, and you're standing in your living room thinking, cool, this is how I die, as a popsicle. Not on my watch. Today, we're talking about how to not freeze to death when everything collapses. Because honestly, that's a pretty low bar for success, and I believe in you. First thing you need to understand, your enemy is not just cold. Your enemy is heat loss. Every minute, your body's bleeding warmth into the air, the floor, the walls, that charming big window you thought was good natural lighting. All of it is trying to turn you into freezer decor. So your job is simple. Trap heat, stop losing it, and create more of it without accidentally burning the house down. Low standards. Let's start with the #1 survival move. Almost nobody thinks about shrinking your world. If your whole house is cold, stop trying to heat the whole house. That's like trying to warm the ocean with a tea candle. Pick one room, preferably the smallest interior room you have. No big windows, no drafty doors, a bedroom, a walk-in closet, even a hallway. That's your new kingdom. You don't live in the house anymore. You live in the warm room. Everything you do is about making that one space as warm and insulated as possible. Once you've picked your warm room, you want to insulate it like you're trying to block out your ex. Stuff, towels, clothes, newspapers, trash bags, whatever you've got into the gaps under doors, hang blankets, shower curtains, even cardboard over windows and thin walls. If you have foil or those shiny emergency blankets, put the shiny side facing in toward you so it reflects your body heat back into the room. Congratulations. You've just upgraded from meat in a freezer to meat in a slightly less efficient freezer. Progress. Now, let's talk about you, the squishy little furnace in the middle of this. Hypothermia doesn't hit like in the movies, where someone gets a little sleepy and then just gracefully fades away. It's ugly. You start shivering, then you get clumsy, confused, and weirdly calm. That "I feel kind of warm now" feeling when you're still in a cold room, that's not you stabilizing. That's your brain failing. So your #1 job is to stay ahead of that. Start with clothing. You want layers, not one big jacket over a t-shirt. Layers. T-shirt or thermal, then a long sleeve, then a hoodie, then a coat. If you've got wool, that's gold. Cotton? Not so much. Cotton holds moisture, which drags heat out of you. Damp is death. If your clothes are wet, change them. Yes, even if it's miserably cold. Wet plus cold is a speed run to hypothermia. Get dry, then get layered. Focus on the big 4 heat loss zones: head, hands, feet, and neck. Wear a hat or wrap something around your head. Your mom was right about that one, unfortunately. Wear socks. Then wear more socks. If you have plastic bags, you can put them over a pair of dry socks and then put another pair on top to trap heat. Not cute, but you're not here to impress anyone. Civilization is kind of busy collapsing. Gloves, even cheap ones, are better than nothing. And if you don't have gloves, wrap your hands in socks, scarves, or even t-shirts. Next, think like a sleeping bag. Your body heats air, so trap that warm air close to you. If you have an actual sleeping bag, use it. If not, pile blankets, comforters, coats, anything in layers. The fluffier, the better. Air pockets are insulation. You can also create a micro shelter inside your warm room. Drag a table over, throw blankets over it, and sleep under it like a kid building a fort. Smaller space, easier to warm up with just your body heat. Yes, you're an adult hiding in a blanket fort during the apocalypse. Honestly, that's still not the worst timeline. Now, psychological survival. When the power's out, it's freezing, and the world outside is a disaster. Your brain will start doing loud, unhelpful things. Anxiety, panic, hopelessness, the works. And here's the fun part. Panic makes you stupid, and stupid gets you dead. So you need a mental game plan just as much as a physical one. First, routine. Even in chaos, give your day structure. Have a morning warm-up, an afternoon task, an evening check. For example, morning is for checking your insulation, moving your body to warm up, and taking stock of food and water. Afternoon might be repairing drafts, reorganizing gear, drying clothes. Evening is about making your sleeping setup as warm as possible and doing one thing that distracts your brain from doom. That could be reading, journaling, telling stories, whatever. Second, move. Not constantly, not to the point of sweating. Sweating is bad because wet clothes will chill you fast. But every hour or so, do some light movement. Squats, marching in place, arm circles, anything to get blood flowing. Think I'm slightly embarrassed doing this in my living room, not I'm attempting CrossFit in a snowstorm. If you start sweating, slow down immediately and cool off before you get damp. Third, watch for early signs of hypothermia in yourself and others. Shivering is normal at first, but if it stops while you still feel cold, that's not good. If your speech starts slurring, your hands can't do simple tasks, or you feel weirdly calm or confused, that's a red alert. You don't sleep it off. You get warmer now. More insulation, more layers, hot drinks if you have them, body heat from another person if you're not alone. Yes, spooning might save your life. Feel free to be awkward about it later. Let's hit heat sources, because I know you're thinking, what about candles? What about a fire inside? Look, anything with a live flame inside a sealed space comes with two little problems called carbon monoxide and burning to death. If you're using candles, use them for light and a teeny bit of emotional comfort, not as your main heating strategy. One candle is not central heating. Multiple candles in a tiny space can toast your lungs instead of your body. If you have a wood stove or a fireplace that's actually designed to be used, great, that's an asset. Use it carefully, ventilate well, and don't fall asleep with something sketchy burning. If you're tempted to light a charcoal grill indoors or run a gas stove full blast for warmth, just know that people die from that every single winter in normal times. Add collapse level chaos and emergency services might not be coming. So really think before you improvise a heat source. Your safest heat source is almost always insulation and your own metabolism. Speaking of metabolism, eat. Your body is burning calories to stay warm. If you're cold and not eating, you're fighting with the engine turned off. You don't need gourmet food, just fuel. Carbs and fats are great for this. Crackers, peanut butter, nuts, rice, canned stuff, whatever you've got. And drink water. Dehydration makes you more vulnerable to cold, and no, eating snow doesn't count. Melt it first if you absolutely must use it, because eating snow drops your core temperature even more. Finally, mindset. It's really easy when the world feels like it's ending to mentally check out, to think, this is hopeless. But the crazy thing about cold is that small actions matter a lot. Stuffing that extra towel under the door matters. Putting on that second pair of socks matters. Doing 10 squats every hour matters. Survival is rarely about one big dramatic move. It's about 100 boring, smart, slightly uncomfortable decisions stacked on top of each other. So if things ever do go dark and cold for real, remember this. Shrink your world, insulate like a maniac, stay dry, layer up, move a little, eat something, and keep your brain from spiraling into the void. You don't have to be comfortable. You just have to stay alive. Not freezing to death in the apocalypse is a pretty solid flex, honestly, and you're absolutely capable of it.